What's up, YouTubers? It's Brandon B, aka Blaze here. So it's time for another movie review. So yesterday I saw the movie called Thor Ragnarok. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call it Thor Rag. But it's part of the Marvel comic book universe. It is actually the third movie that has to do with Thor. It was like his standalone movie, like they did with Captain America, and like what they did with Iron Man and Hulk. Overall, it was a really, really great movie. Super long. It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes. There's a lot of action. The only thing difference that I could tell between this movie and the other Thor movies was this one had to do with more of the comedy side, to show you about, like, to do with like comedy to make you laugh, than it was to do with a straight action like Thor 1 and Thor 2: The Dark World. This one has to do with years into the future, and the plot of this movie is like you think that Thor's brother is dead, but he's still alive, and he's like transformed to be Thor's father, and they send Thor's father Odin into over to Earth to go live out his rest of his life. So then all of a sudden Thor's father dies, and his sister that no one ever knew that they had comes back out of the prison that the father put her in to try to take over Asgard. So Thor has to team up with these 2 or 3 other people to help take out his sister. Loki does turn into a good guy into this movie, which you'll see towards the end, to help Thor so that he can take part in Asgard again, because his sister is too powerful. And Loki knows and Thor knows that they're unable to beat his sister, so those 2 must work together to take out their sister. I forgot what the sister's name was. I think it was like Helena or something like that. It was a great movie. Pretty much had everybody from the other Thor movies. Like, it has the guy Idris Elba plays, that's like the Watcher or the Seer, who Thor can see into, who's like the protector. He comes out of hiding to help the people that live at Asgard. Turns out this movie also has to do with like not Asgard not being the city. It's actually Asgard is the people that can help unlock different parts. This one also has, well, Thor's brother Loki. It also has Thor, Odin, and it also has some of Thor's friends that stayed alive in the second movie. One of them actually turns out to be like kind of like a traitor, but I guess he's just doing it to protect Thor, and that he can gain more information to tell Thor and his crew later on, which you'll find out in the movie because he goes and helps Thor towards the end. This movie does have other Marvel characters in it. It has Doctor Strange, who is the protector of Earth because he sees that Thor is coming to Earth, so he has to figure out who Thor is. It also has the Hulk in it, which pretty much this movie actually has to do with a lot with the Hulk, because the Hulk actually stays as the Hulk. Bruce Banner stays as the Hulk throughout like the whole movie, so Thor has to try to get him back to be Bruce Banner. Also, there was these like girl warriors that helped Thor's family in the past before Thor was even around. So you find out that one of them still is alive, so she actually teams up with Thor. Then there's some other people from different Marvel planets who I don't really know for sure about. I never read about them in the comic books. They team up with Thor to also help get their worlds back, and they go and meet a new world. Pretty much it was a really, really great movie. The action sequences was really, really well done. I liked it a lot. Pretty much you do see a lot of Thor and Hulk fighting like you do in all the Marvel's movies. Pretty much that's about it. I would actually give this movie probably a 8 out of 10 because the comedy was really good, the action was good, storyline was good. It was super long. But also, I think in part of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, another person who was in this movie was Jeff Goldblum, who plays like the Collector. I think he was in actually the Guardians 1 or Guardians 2. I think it was towards the end of the first Guardians. So he's the Collector, and you see a lot more about his character in this Thor movie because Thor ends up on his planet. So they go and try to take down the Collector because the Collector kidnaps Thor to be part of this tournament to have Thor fight Hulk. It was really well done. The reason why I also gave it an 8 out of 10 is because I think it should have had a lot more action, or it should have introduced a lot more Marvel characters to be in Thor's movie. Like they should have done something with the Ant-Man or Black Panther, since they both have movies coming out. Another cool thing about this movie was Stan Lee. Stan Lee actually plays a funny person in this movie. He actually gives Thor the new haircut that you see that Thor has in the movie. But overall, I really like Thor. I'm going to keep on seeing Marvel movies. The next great movie that I'm waiting for is the new Justice League Part number 2 because I'm also a fan of DC besides Marvel. So please keep on watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.